Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to cover the chapter 1 from class 6th science NCERT textbook. I will explain the chapter, we will read the NCERT thoroughly, we will do all the activities and fill up all the possible tables, and I'll provide you with few extra information that is important. The title of the chapter is itself a question, so let us answer this question. From where does food come from? Food comes from kitchen? No! Food doesn't come from the kitchen. Food comes from plants and animals. We all do not eat the same kind of food, the same thing every day, right? We eat many variety of food. Some people eat vegetarian food while others eat non-vegetarian food. We even do not eat the same food prepared in the morning at night. We prepare variety of food to eat. It is not necessary that the food that you eat at a particular time, the same food the whole world would be eating at the same time. No. Everybody eats different kinds of food. You will be eating a kind of food and your friend would be eating a completely different kind of food. So food has a really vast varieties. Now open class 6 science NCERT textbook and let us read the first paragraph of this chapter. What did you eat at home today? Find out what your friend ate today. Did you eat the same kind of food yesterday and today? We all eat different kinds of food at different times, isn't it? Food variety. Now to understand this topic, let us have a look at activity 1. Ask your friends in the school about the items they would be eating during a day. See if you can also get this information from friends staying in different states of India. List all the items in your notebook as given in table 1.1 for as many friends as possible. Column 1. Name of the student or friend. Let us take in 3 random names. Tina, Ranvijay, Shreya. Column 2. Food items eaten in a day. Let us take that Tina eats fruits in the breakfast, while Ranvijay eats paratha, aloo ki sabji and chaaj, and Shreya eats idli, sambar and chutney. In activity 1, we see that these 3 friends eat really different food from each other. In making any kind of food item, we need many ingredients, right? For example, let us take rice. To make rice, we need water and rice. How do we prepare dal? For dal, we need a particular dal pulses. Then we will have to add water to it. We add salt and then some kind of spices and then water and then ghee or oil, right? A dish might take 1 ingredient or 2 ingredients to make, while other dishes might take many ingredients to make. Think about rice cooked at home. We take raw rice and boil it in water. Just 2 materials or ingredients are needed to prepare a dish of boiled rice. On the other hand, some food items are made with many ingredients. To prepare vegetable curry, we need different kinds of vegetables, salt, spices, oil, and so on. Now, pause the video and read activity 2. Thereafter, we solve table 1.2. Table 1.2. Food items and their ingredients. Column 1. Food item. Column 2. Ingredients. Row 1. Roti or chapati. It is made up of atta and water. Row 2. Dal. Dal is made up of pulses, water, salt, oil or ghee and spices. Row 3. We take the food item as fruits. Its ingredients are mango, banana, grapes, orange and apple. Let us add one more food item, that is aloo sabji. Its ingredients are potato, spices, salt, water and oil. Now every kind of food we cook has ingredients, and all these ingredients come from some other sources, like some come from plants while some comes from animals. Food materials and sources. It may be easy for us to guess the sources of some of the ingredients that we listed in table 1.2. Fruits and vegetables, for instance. Where do they come from? Plants, of course. What are the sources of rice or wheat? You may have seen paddy or wheat fields with rows and rows of plants, which give us these grains. And then there are food items like milk, eggs and meat, which come from animals. Plants are the sources of food ingredients like cereals, pulses, oil, vegetables, fruits and many more. While in other hand, animals provide us with milk, meat, and the animals that provide us with milk, we extract ghee, cheese, paneer, butter and many other milk products. Now pause the video and read activity 3. Thereafter we fill table 1.3. Column 1. Food item. Column 2. Ingredients. Column 3. Sources. Row 1. Idli. The ingredients used in making idli are rice, urad dal, salt and water. Rice comes from plant. Urad dal also comes from plant. Salt comes from sea and water comes from earth. Now, chicken curry. The ingredients used in making chicken curry are chicken, spices, oil and ghee and water. Now, chicken comes from animals. Spices comes from plants. Oil comes from plants and ghee comes from animals. Water comes from earth. Now, kheer. The ingredients used in making kheer are milk, rice and sugar. Milk comes from animals. Rice comes from plants and sugar also comes from plants. Let us add one more ingredient at the bottom, that is roti or chapati. The ingredients used in making roti or chapati are atta and water. Atta comes from plant and water comes from earth. Water has three main sources. They are rainwater, groundwater and surface water. Examples of rainwater and groundwater are wells and springs. Examples of surface water are river, lake, pond, ocean, sea. What do we conclude from activity 3? Plants are the sources of food ingredients like grains, cereals, vegetables and fruits. Animals provide us with milk, meat products and eggs. Cows, goats and buffaloes are some common animals which give us milk. Milk and milk products like butter, cream, cheese and curd are used all over the world. Can you name some other animals which give us milk? You will be shocked to know that people drink milk of various animals all over the world. For example, goat milk, camel milk, donkey milk, horse milk and many more. Plant parts and animal products as food. Plants are one source of our food. Which parts of a plant? We eat many leafy vegetables. We eat fruits of some plants, sometimes roots, sometimes stems and even flowers. Have you ever eaten pumpkin flowers dipped in rice paste and fried? Try it. Some plants have 2 or more edible parts. Seeds of mustard plants give us oil and the leaves are used as vegetable. Can you think of the different parts of a banana plant that are used as food? Think of more examples where 2 or more parts of a single plant are used as food. Banana parts such as fruits can be eaten in raw and ripened form. Banana flower has a purple color that is edible. Other parts like stem and leaf are also eaten by making some kind of curry. Let us take a look at figure 1.4 that describes a complete plant. Let us understand its parts. First, we take a look at flowers. Have you ever tried pumpkin flower dipped in rice paste or basin paste and fried? It tastes really good. Well, pumpkin flower is just an example, but there are many flowers that we can absolutely eat and it's safe to eat. Thereafter, we take a look at fruits. Fruits, it's obvious that we all eat fruits. We should love eating fruits. Apple, mango, banana, these all are the fruit part of a plant. Now taking a look at stem. Stem, yes, we do eat stem. Our greatest and very good example is sugarcane. Sugarcane is a stem and we eat that part of a plant. Next is leaf. Leaf, we eat spinach, coriander, pudina. Let us take a look at 2 new plant parts that you will be introduced this year, that is nodes and internodes. Nodes are a part from where the branch arises and internodes are the gap between 2 nodes. Buds are the parts from where new baby stem arises, and roots are divided into primary roots and secondary roots. You must have seen a taproot, right? A taproot has a main straight root that is going completely deep inside and few sub branches to support it to get water from the side areas, right? So the primary root is that one that goes deep inside and the secondary root are the supporters. So here as we see, this is the primary root and these are the secondary root. For example, carrot, radish, turnip, beetroot. Now a plant is divided into 2 systems, that is shoot system and root system. Shoot system is above the ground, that is above the soil, and root system is under the soil. We have a question from Paheli here. Paheli wants to know if any of our food comes from sources other than plants and animals. This is a very important question. This might come in your exam as in 1 mark. So the answer is, it is obvious that other than plants and animals, we also take food from insects. Our best example is honeybee. You know Chinese, They eat cockroaches, lizards, snakes and many more. So they are too a part of our food source. There are certain plants of whose we only eat just one single part, where there are other plants where we eat the entire plant. For example, if we take a look at pumpkin, right, we eat pumpkin, we eat its flowers also, and there are many people who also eat its stem part and leaf part by making some kind of vegetable curry out of it. There are many plants and fruits that look so similar to each other, but you should be very careful. You should not eat everything that you see. You should go ask your elders around you and see if it is edible or not, because sometimes the fruits that look similar could be poisonous and the other could be very healthy. Now pause the video and read activity 4. Thereafter we fill table 1.4. Table 1.4. Plant parts as food. Column 1. Food item with plant as the main source. Column 2. Ingredients or source. Column 3. Plant part which give us the ingredient. Brinjal curry. Brinjal curry is made up of brinjal, chili as spice, oil from groundnut, mustard, soya bean or any other plant. Brinjal is the fruit part of the plant. Chili is also the fruit part of the plant. Groundnut, mustard, soya bean are seed part of a plant. Second, we take as kheer. Kheer is made up of rice and sugar. Rice is the seed part of a plant. Sugar comes from sugarcane, so it is the stem part of a plant. Third, tomato rice. Tomato rice is made up of tomato, rice and spices. Tomato is the fruit part of a plant. Rice is again the seed part of the plant. Spices come from leaf, fruit and seed part of the plant. Activity 5. Take some dry seeds of moong or chana. Put a small quantity of seeds in a container filled with water and leave this aside for a day. Next day, drain the water completely and leave the seeds in the vessel. Wrap them with a piece of wet cloth and set aside. The following day, do you observe any changes in the seeds? A small white structure may have grown out of the seeds. If so, the seeds have sprouted. If not, wash the seeds in water. Drain the water and leave them aside for another day, covered with a wet cloth. The next day, see if the seeds have sprouted. After washing these sprouted seeds, you can eat them. They can also be boiled, add some spices and get a tasty snack to eat. Insects do provide us with food. For example, honeybee. Honeybee provides us with honey. Do you know where honey comes from or how it is produced? Have you seen a beehive where so many bees keep buzzing about? Bees collect nectar, that is sweet juices from flowers, convert it into honey and store it in their hive. Flowers and their nectar may be available only for a part of the year. So, bees store their nectar for their use all through the year. When we find such a beehive, we collect the food stored by the bees as honey. Now look at this picture. This is a natural beehive that is made by bees. Now compare it with this picture. It is a man-made or artificial beehive made by humans. This is made for commercial purpose for a large-scale honey production. What do animals eat? Do you have cattle or a pet that you take care of? A dog, cat, buffalo or a goat? You will then surely be aware of the food the animal eats. What about other animals? Have you ever observed what a squirrel, pigeon, lizard or a small insect may be eating as their food? Activity 6. Several animals are listed in table 1.5. For some of them, the type of food they eat is also given. Fill in the blanks in the table. Table 1.5. Animals and their food. Column 1. Name of animals. Column 2. Food the animal eats. Row 1. Buffalo eats grass, oil cake, hay and grains. Row 2. Cat. Cat eats small animals, birds and milk. Row 3. Rat. Rat eats grains and fruits. Row 4. Lion. Lion eats other animals. Row 5. Tiger eats animals. Row 6. Spider. Spider eats insects. Row 7. House lizard. House lizard eats insects. Row 8. Cow. Cow eats grass, oil cake, hay and grains. Same as buffalo. Row 9. Human beings. Vegetarians eat grains, fruits and vegetables, while non-vegetarians also eat animals. Row 10. Butterfly. Butterfly eats nectar of flower. Row 11. Crow. Crow eats grains and small birds. Row 12. Others we take as bees. Bees eat nectar of flowers. On the basis of the type of food consumed by animals, they are categorized mainly into three parts, that is herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Let us understand what herbivorous organisms are. So herbivorous organisms are those organisms that eat only plants or plant products. You must have seen cows. Cows eat grass or some kind of green plants, and they also eat straws and other plant products. Similarly, we have buffaloes, goats, horses and many other examples also. These organisms depend only on plants. They do not eat animals. There is a difference in the teeth of all these three categories. These three have a difference in the formation of teeth. Herbivorous, they have pointed teeth in the front, but they are not sharp. Usually, you would have seen the cows chewing food, so they have a very well-developed grinding teeth. When it comes to salivary glands, they have a well-developed salivary glands. At the end, you will mention the examples. These are the 5 main points that you have to take care of herbivorous. These are really important, and in exams you get questions like define herbivorous, carnivorous or omnivorous. You should write these 5 points when it comes to herbivorous. Next is carnivorous organisms. These are the organisms that eat the flesh of other organisms. For example, lion, tiger and other animals. Carnivorous organisms are dependent on herbivorous organisms. For example, tiger eats deer. Deer is herbivorous organism because deer eats only grass and other plants. Their teeth are pointed and sharp. And why they are pointed? So that they can chew the food and gasp the meat. You must have seen in geography channels where the tigers gasp the neck of the deer. That is the reason they have pointed and sharp teeth. These organisms do not have a well-developed salivary gland. The best example of carnivorous organisms are lion, tiger. In exams, you might get a question where you have to differentiate between herbivorous and carnivorous. So these 5 points will help you differentiate between both the animals clearly, and you will get full marks in this question. Omnivorous organisms. These are the organisms that eat both plants as well as animals. Over here, Paheli wants to know where we will place human beings in filling table 1.6 in activity 7. We humans eat both plants as well as animals because we are vegetarians and non-vegetarians. So yes, we belong to the category of omnivorous organisms. The examples of omnivorous organisms are humans, crow, bear and other animals. Omnivorous organisms are dependent on both plants as well as animals because we eat both of them. Now the teeth of these organisms are pointed in the front but are not sharp. The salivary glands of these organisms are really developed very well. And the examples are humans, bear, crow.
Now pause the video and read activity 7. Thereafter we fill table 1.6. Table 1.6. Column 1 herbivorous. Column 2 carnivorous. Column 3 omnivorous. Name of some herbivorous organisms are cow, buffalo, butterfly, horse and rabbit. Name of some carnivorous organisms are lion, tiger, spider, house lizard and owl. Name of some omnivorous organisms are dog, human beings, crow, bear and rat.
The organisms were divided into 3 parts, that was herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Apart from these 3, there are also 2 more categories, that is scavengers and parasites. Scavengers are those organisms that eat the flesh of the dead animals and plants. For example, we have hyena, crow and other organisms. Parasites are those organisms that feed on other organisms to live. For example, mosquitoes, leeches and other organisms. You all must have seen mosquitoes biting us. The reason is mosquitoes live on our blood.
We know that there are many amongst us who do not get sufficient food. We need to find ways by which more food can be produced in the country. That will not be enough. We will need to find ways to ensure that this food is made easily available to each one of us.
So finally, we have completely covered the NCERT textbook of chapter 1. We have understood the concepts, we have done all the activities, and we have also collected few extra information that is important from our exam point of view. I hope you have understood the entire chapter clearly. If you have any doubts, you put it in the comment section and I will try to answer them. In few days, I will be posting another video where we will discuss the NCERT question answers and extra questions that are really very important from your exam point of view. Thank you so much. Have a very good day.